basically limited beliefs, is that right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Anyone else? Not you.
It stops people from going to the chiropractor.
Well, why isn't it that people aren't getting regular lifetime care in most communities? I mean, we've been around for what, 122 years? What?
That was judgmental, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
But honestly, what do you think?
I'd say, it's lack of education,
Okay.
some communities not getting that word of mouth like they need to be,
Okay.
about chiropractic, and some people might even be out of fear, they might hear like, bones cracking or whatever, but it's not necessarily the case, so some people just may be in fear of going without even having that actual proper background, how somebody actually talking to someone to inform them the actual benefits of the power of chiropractic and for the human body.
Okay. Tom, what do you think?
That was a good one. The education was definitely good. I think people view it as a modality, essentially, the therapy. When people, if people know what a chiropractor is, usually they're like, I have a headache, you got rid of the headache. I had this, we got rid of that. Yeah.
Okay, so a barrier is that,
Current
that we're therapy.
there, or I guess like, yeah.
Most people see us as a therapy, right? And that's a
Yeah.
barrier, right? I would agree. And how about you, young lady?
They're asymptomatic and nobody's actually, like what he's saying, nobody's educated them about the
Okay.
value of chiropractic, so.
Okay.
if it
They
ain't
feel
love,
fine, right?
fix it, yeah.
All right, perfect. I mean, I would say that pretty much, well, there's one thing that I would have to say that is a barrier. I don't feel fine, I don't know.
I guess,
Well, one thing that I would have to add is, man, that's.
Is what?
I
Accessibility?
don't think it's spelled right, but yeah, anyways.
It looks good.
Yeah, ACC, yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
Accessibility,
Chiropractor, not a
location.
teacher.
So you mean like,
So anyway, but accessibility, I think is one of the things that really holds
You mean like-
back and why people aren't getting their.
their hours or location?
Barriers. Accessibility could be, like he said, hours, location, cost. I mean, in most offices, can most people afford getting their spines checked at least once a week and checking their family at least once a week? In most chiropractic offices. Obviously, that's a barrier, right? But I would have to say that these are all really good things, because this one is a big thing that holds a lot of people back. And definitely limiting beliefs, because people have no idea what it is that we do. Heck, we didn't even know what we do until we came to chiropractic school, right? So my suggestion is maybe educating the people that come into your office about what it is that we do. One of my mentors says that the orientation is the most important thing that we do. The education. Without that orientation, people have no idea. They think that you're a therapy. A lot of times when people come into my office, and this is what I really focus on, is that education. So the people in my community get it. People in our community get it. Because that's where the real value is when people get that and start seeing why we get our spines checked. And when you're consistent in it, it makes it a whole lot easier. When people say, well, how often do you think I really need to get my spine checked? Well, I get my own spine checked at least 3 times a week. Been doing that for over a decade now. Wished I would have started 30 years before that, but no one ever told me, right? So these are the things when you're congruent that you can share with the people and show them the value, because you see the value in yourself, and if you see the value and you portray that value to the customer, then obviously it's going to be a whole lot easier for them to see the value as well. Does that make sense? What were you going to say, Mark, as a barrier?
Obscurity, people don't know us. They don't know where your office is. Jay, you're practicing, I don't even know where you're practicing. People don't know you're there. Obscurity destroys most businesses. You guys are afraid to go up and say, hey, you got vertebral subluxations, I know how to correct them, and if you reject me, I'm going to that person right next to you, I don't care if they're your spouse, and they take you, whatever it takes. Because vertebral subluxations are destroying your life, and I've been practicing in one location for over 21 years, and to my shame, people still don't know that I'm there. So every day I go out somewhere, and I talk about chiropractic. En yo mismo, yo quiero estudio español porque mucho personas hablan español y comunidad. Because so many people speak Spanish in my community, I had to learn Spanish. Yes. So, obscurity. So I tell them about you.
So yes, if there's more people in the community telling the same story, obviously it gets easier, right? If there's more, it definitely helps. I mean, I'm so thankful that this guy's in my community and we're both telling the story.
Same story.
When Tupelo, Mississippi is one of the thriving cities in this country, guess what? We will be a part of that. And the reason, because the people in the community, because we're not finished until it is, everyone in our community says, well, yeah, you're silly not to get your spine checked, right? Because that's how we need to be. Like when there's an apocalypse or something, who do you want to see? Who do you want? I want to make sure I have a chiropractor in my tribe.
So that's
right?
the thing with The Walking Dead. There's no chiropractor.
Yeah, well, I would definitely be trying to find a chiropractor, right? I mean, duh. I mean, one time my son asked me, he's like, Daddy, you know, the common question that a lot of children ask is, you know, if you're on a stranded island, you know, who would you bring? Well, or what would you bring? My chiropractor. I mean, it was just right off the top of my head. Duh. I mean, if I'm on an island, that's what I want is be with my chiropractor. Not this guy, maybe a girl, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So, just to say. But that's how it should be, is that's what other people should be thinking, right? Where's the guns? Where's the food? Where's the water? Well, where's my chiropractor? I mean, that's how much of a commodity we need to be in people's lives, and then to get to understand it. Because is it that valuable? I think it is. I think what we have is amazingly valuable. I think what we do as chiropractors is we underserve chiropractic. We tell only part of the story. Many times when people come into my office that have been to other chiropractors, you know, they're surprised that I bring them back and I educate them. They're like, well, I've been to chiropractors before. Well, you haven't been to me. And I think a lot of times when people go into chiropractic offices, oh, have you been to a chiropractor before? Okay, great. Come on back. And they start checking their spine, right? There's no education process. There's no nothing. I mean, I've even educated kids of chiropractors, ex-spouses, widows of chiropractors. You know, they sit down through my consultation too, and they're usually become really good customers because they already kind of get it, but then I really solidify why it is that they were getting their spines checked at least once a week. Because a lot of times I don't think they really knew. It's just part of the routine living with the chiropractor that we just get our spines checked at least once a week. So, any other things you guys can think about? Like the education, I definitely think is the biggest, but I think like a lot of things, the therapy, I think the reason we became a therapy is because we became so high priced. You know, at the fees that most chiropractors are charging, what else could you use it for other than a therapy, right? You could definitely go once a week, like I said, so that's why I think it's become more of a therapy. And plus, that's what we fit into, right? That's what the insurance pays for. So that's what most people are doing, is because that's how they get paid. And unfortunately, that's what they're really teaching a lot in school too, is how you all get paid.
I would agree a lot about insurance. I would definitely agree with that. I've actually worked in a medical oriented office. Actually, yeah, an MD's office. And just seeing that and the two ends of the spectrum, people are just insurance. They just don't know that there's another way about health. It's terrible.
And it's already limiting. We don't want to get into that whole discussion, but it's already limiting the public.
Right.
I mean, if you don't work for a corporation, you know, if you're self-employed, you know what you got to pay to go for the doctor? I just go to the walk-in clinic. It's cheaper.
Right.
But I'm saying it's a whole other thing.
I just want to know how to communicate.
But-
Okay, yeah, I don't take insurance, but here's how I'm going to change.
Well, we're gonna We're working on it this weekend,
Okay, when someone calls and asks,
right here.
okay,
Right.
do you take insurance? No, I take people. I make my fees affordable so everyone can receive the care that they deserve and their family
What are
deserve.
most people's co-pays even nowadays?
I don't even know. See, a lot of
30,
times,
40.
people will come up and like, well, what about the insurance question? You know what? You know how often it happens? Very rare. Because I think most of it, it's a limited belief in the chiropractor's mind that insurance is a limited belief. If I don't take insurance, it's going to limit me. I don't have that vision. I don't have that idea because I don't work for the insurance companies. I work for the people that come in my office. And I'm serious about that. I give them the same quality of care, the same quantity of care that I receive and my family receives week after week, year after year. For the people, of course, that want it. I'm so thankful for the people that do come in. And I've been taking care of people for over a decade, coming in at least once a week. I mean, we 50 years, I'll probably be able to say that I have taken care of people for 50 years, you know what I'm saying? Because who would ever stop? I don't plan on ever stopping, that would be crazy, right? And once you understand this, why would you ever stop? Like brushing your teeth, why would you ever stop brushing your teeth? You know, I had someone ask me one time, like, so, it was actually Jay's roommate, he's one of the people that said, Mike. He asked me, he's like, well, once a week, why would you have to get your spine checked once a week? He's like, what, we were designed for our spines to decay from birth? And I'm like, no. We were subjected to stresses that our bodies weren't necessarily adapted for. Kind of like brushing our teeth. Why do we have to brush our teeth? I mean, we weren't even born with teeth, not even a toothbrush, right? But yet, we all said, we have to brush our teeth. It makes sense, right? But why is it? Because the foods that we're putting in our mouth are unnatural, and that necessitates us having to brush our teeth on a regular basis. And the stresses that we deal with as human beings in today's society overcomes the natural adaptability, that those physical, mental, chemical stresses of every single day that we can't get away from living in this society. And that overcomes that natural adaptability of the nerve system to adapt to those stresses. And that's what leads to people needing chiropractic on a lifetime basis. That's what I believe. That's the answer I've come up with, is why people need to get their spines checked on a lifetime basis, because the stresses overcome the natural adaptability of the body, and that leads to the necessity. I believe that maybe we were designed to adapt to stresses, but the stresses that we deal with today overcome that natural adaptability, if that makes any sense. So I believe that that is the reason why, that's why I get my spine checked, because I understand that. I'm so thankful that I stumbled upon this truth and this message, because it completely changed my life.